Jalen Green is letting everyone know he's next in the line of basketball legends. He's taken the NBA by storm with the Rockets behind him. The 20-year-old hasn't been in the NBA for long, but he's done a lot in the time he's been there. From starring in commercials with the biggest stars in the basketball world to his acrobatic plays on the court, he's shutting down all the haters. Let's get right into it. First up, how did he shut down the haters? When you're successful, you're bound to have a lot of haters and people who constantly doubt you without holding the criticism back. It's only Green's second year in the NBA, and already people have a lot to say about the star-in-making. When asked about what he learned in his rookie season, Green said that he's a bucket, just taking in everything. A lot of fans outside of Houston were a bit critical of what he said because it looked like he was setting himself up, but when the season started, he was just on fire. Capping off his first season with a 41-point explosion against a team like the Hawks is definitely a big deal. Last season, he also gave a barrage of 30-point performances toward the end, and everyone had their eyes on him considering how talented he was. In the second year, he's been doing exceptionally well, and even though he had a pretty great first season, there were things he needed to work on, and he did. He's been preparing during the offseason, working on his weaknesses and figuring out how to perfect his play. Even though the season just began, Jalen's hard work and dedication to his craft show us just how much he cares about the sports. From working on his defense to perfecting three-pointers, Green is starting to prove the critics and doubters wrong one game at a time. He plays really well on both ends of the floor. In the short time he's been playing for the Rockets, he's already setting a standard for excellence. Next, let's get into how he's grown. Defense first. There's nothing better to show Jalen Green's progress than his stats. According to Rob Kimball, players are shooting 23.5% FG when defended by Green. At least that's what the first 3 games of the season are telling us. The hype around him right now is huge, with people already starting to call him a lockdown defender. Green's moving quietly, but everyone has a lot of faith in him. Rightfully so, considering the way he was playing against All-Stars Trae Young and Ja Morant as they shot a combined 1 to 12 from the field. Even though it's a pretty small sample size, it tells us he's going to do really well on the perimeter. Even though the athlete can work more on his defense, he's definitely headed in the right direction. This is just another positive sign that the Houston Rockets have finally found what could be their foundational piece. Coming up, let's examine his progress with rebounds. Everyone knows that a solid team defense is only possible when the rebound is secure. Green's been on the glass pretty frequently. His rebound average has increased, showing that he's worked really hard in the offseason. A +1 increase from his rookie campaign is great, and if he continues the season at the same rate, it'll keep increasing. Hypothetically, if he reaches 5.0 RPG, he's going to be a full-blown beast. He's currently at 4.3 rebounds per game, but if it increases with his 24 points per game average, he's going to cause some problems even for the older guys. As we said before, this whole scenario is extremely likely considering the way he's been performing with the Rockets right now. What's crazy is that only a few players were able to have over 20 points and 5 rebounds per game. If Jalen Green can be grouped together with the likes of all-stars like Steph Curry and Devin Booker, you know he's not something we should be taking lightly. Right now, it doesn't look like Green is far from joining these players. Now, some more about how important rebounds will be for Green. Getting his rebound average is going to be helpful for Green in the longer run. Whenever guards crash the glass, it opens up the way for opportunities in transition. Grab-and-go rebounds will match perfectly with Jalen's skill set. He'll be able to catch defenses before they're loaded up, and getting into the sets beforehand will help the Rockets squad as a whole. Right now, it looks like Jalen Green is going to become the star of highlight reels with his rebounds. The Houston Rockets need to take full advantage of opportunities like this. Once they can turn their defense into offense, it'll make it extremely easy to score for the players. When you think about all the plays that Green has improved, this might just be the most important considering how much this whole team will benefit from it. Now, this alone should be enough to silence the growing critics Green is facing. But will it? We'll only know as time goes by. Moving on to how Green is doing in the open court. If you didn't know already, Green is running the open court. His skills and talent shine the brightest when he's running the floor, and it all just comes so naturally, and it's truly mesmerizing to watch. When players like Green adapt the half-court games, it usually takes a bit of time. Last season proved this, and it looks like this was something he really wanted to work on. Like everything else, it shows that he's worked on, and his performance this season is just stunning. When Green shot a 3-ball at a solid clip last season, it was huge for a rookie, but but this season he's shooting at a staggering 48.3%, even though these numbers will probably go down as the season progresses. It seems like the shooting guard shouldn't have anything to worry about. His numbers should still be around 40%, even when he's lagging behind a bit. He's a pro at shooting already, and support from Rockets fans is unreal considering that he's on the way to becoming a top-tier scorer already. Let's talk about the threes. When you think of amazing three-point shooters, names of living legends like Steph Curry, James Harden, and Ray Allen come to mind. As we said before, Green is making his way to join legends and create his own legacy. Right now, he's averaging 6.8 threes per game, and this is definitely an achievement. When he's not dribbling, he's proving that he's a very good option when it comes to catch-and-shoot situations. These have definitely contributed to the high percentage of shooting for him. The Rockets guard has knocked down about 46% in catch-and-shoot scenarios. When you compare this to last season, the difference is actually astonishing. Just a few months ago, this area only got him about 35.2% of shots. This lets his critics and fans know that he hasn't just isolated one thing to work on, but he's been covering all his bases. As a spot-up shooter, Green has gotten better, but he's also worked on his pull-up, three off the dribble, and this combination is just lethal for the opposing teams. As if this wasn't enough, Jalen Green is making 50% of the attempts to shoot threes. This is absolutely insane. We can't wait to see what everything else he does improves as the season goes on. This whole thing is just mind-boggling, and it also lets his critics know one thing: there's nothing that Jalen Green sets his mind to that he can't do. If they keep demanding things from him, Green's going to show them who's boss for sure. Finally, what does this mean for the Rockets? When you think about Jalen Green, you can tell he's a multi-dimensional player. He's getting better, and he's not showing any signs of overconfidence. He doesn't just work on one thing, but all the other things that could possibly affect it. Green's shooting abilities, when combined with everything else like the defense and rebound strategies, create an explosive burst. Good luck to all the players across him because he's gone full blast mode. He just keeps proving that he's gonna be a primetime player for many years and that the future is very, very bright for him. Of course, he's gonna have some rough times and some roadblocks, but these aren't going to mean much because of his dedication and work ethic. Green is very aware of all the places he's lacking, and he keeps working on them continuously. All this is extremely evident in his plays. Rockets fans, with Green on your side, you might not have much to fret about in the future. Green's development can be a bright spot and a silver lining for the whole team. If he keeps improving and proving his doubters wrong in his sophomore season, we can't imagine what the rest of his years ahead in the NBA will be like. Well, that's a wrap for this video. So, do you think Jalen Green is effectively proving all his doubters and his critics wrong? Will he keep improving as the season continues? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one, and we'll see you next time.